Okay, I'm live now. Sorry, it took a little bit longer than usual, but I'm here now, and I'm not on time. I was about to say on time, but no, I'm not on time. So we're just gonna jump right into the game today. Oh, that's the wrong one. Well, what is this? Oh, I've just discovered something accidentally. But that's pretty neat. Apparently pushing one of my hotkeys has opened up some sort of help menu for this game. I haven't even introduced it yet, but that's pretty neat. Anyways, alright. I remember this. And fairies, but it's not actually from our resident fairy. So our resident fairy has been MI. Oh, hey, I need to fix this. Except it is. I noticed this last time when I was streaming is that the chat gets cut off in the chat box. But actually, in OBS, it looks like there's nothing wrong, at least with the layout itself. I'm sure there's a property I need to adjust to make the chat, like, not get cut off. I'm not going to mess with it right now, so we're just going to deal with the chat being cut off. Anyways, this is Ascentower. Yeah, it's kind of, once again, slim pickings for RPG Maker games. I was browsing itch, and I wasn't feeling particularly inspired by anything that I found. It was, as usual, as is often the case, there's a lot of games that like have compelling like art and stuff. But it's often for like a horror game that seems to be doing, you know, tropes that we've seen 100 times. And so it's just like, just not at all interested in downloading the games, despite the art and stuff looking interesting. There's a couple other games that seem pretty compelling as well, but they were so early in their development that it just didn't seem worthwhile to stream them because they're not even worth calling it alpha. They're so early. So yeah, so I just went to the RPG Maker forums, went to the completed game section, just kind of browsed through some of the most recent releases. So that's what we're doing for the RPG Maker games. Now, for the non-RPG Maker games, it's a little bit different, and we'll talk about that when I get to my chatting section. But for now, I didn't even open up LiveSplit. Look at me, just not on the ball. We need my numpad so I can use LiveSplit. And open up LiveSplit. Where is it? There it is. Let's make sure it's working. Okay, cool. All right, so then we'll go ahead and start the timer. And we'll start taking a look. So I know they have rebindable keys. We didn't look at the store page, but it does say on the store page that there is rebindable keys, but by default, it's arrow keys. Yeah, there's our keyboard config. There we go. WASD movement, command remember, always dash. I don't know why people continue to include this option. Skip battle animations. It kind of sucks that there's just skip the animation or not. It would be... I kind of prefer the... Oh, there we go. I just need to shut the fuck up. We'll get right and we'll see. Normie. I like it. We'll leave it at faster, I guess. Yeah. It's an alright options menu. Oh, V-Ski's here? Man. We got V-Ski, the Nerd Mansion, and Mr. Oric, Simple Game Mr. Oric, just all here right at the start. What's the more games option? Okay, it just opens up another page. It's their itch page. That's what it is. So, no, I don't want to update it. So, all right, right on. All right, then let's start. Hey Harold, you sure you don't want to come along? No thanks, go on without me. Well, that's a first. If he doesn't want to come with us, we should respect his wishes. Don't worry about us, we'll be fine. It's not like I'm worried or anything, dummy. Well, whatever, let's go. I think this was, I'm assuming with the Herald there. Was part of the Herald Jam. I should mention, since Nerd Mansion mentioned that he remembers this. This is apparently an updated version from the Game Jam version, so this is like a more complete version. So I don't know how much you're already familiar with it, but there might be some new stuff that you haven't yet seen, or maybe you've seen most of it. Who knows? I didn't play it, obviously, because I didn't play that many of the Herald Jam games, so just mostly Mr. Orcs, and then kind of dicked around with, like, what, 3 or 4 games because I was required to. Well, it looks like it's just the 3 of us. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Without Harold around, we might have to rethink our party composition. It might be a good idea to class change before we head further up. Are you suggesting that I denounce magic? Blasphemy. Magic is everything. Imagine only knowing magic. What a noob. You talk a lot of crap for someone within fire range. Stupid muggles who only know how to swing their weapons around wildly. Oh yeah, you think you're so superior just because you know a few spells. Can we not parry this, you filthy casual? Gosh heckin' darn it, Therese. That's my last phoenix feather, so can you please stop killing each other already? Using items? Really, Lucius? I thought you knew revival magic or something. Well, about that, I forgot how to cast it. I blame the tower, indeed. Which is why we are here to investigate it. Marcia, would you kindly teleport us to the top? And this is where I would cast warp if I had it. I kind of forgot this spell. Figures. Well, looks like we've got to do this the hard way. Oh my gosh, that is one hell of a dash. Oh, you know, everything is moving. Oh, it's the FPS sync thing. Here's the thing, man. I don't know why people continue to include it, because FPS sync is overriding, like, if I understand it correctly, it's overriding kind of a crucial part of the engine, which is separating the frame render logic from the actual, like, logic of the engine. There is no... Please don't put it in... Hang on, let's use the timer for what it's for. There's no reason to use FPS sync, right? Because FPS sync, it's all... I hate the name because it's... yeah... FPS sync, hooray. I hate the name because it's misleading, and it's also not, like I said, it's just overriding a part of the engine that was, like, the only reason why I guess you'd probably want to implement it is maybe if you started your project long ago, because the separation of the, like, logic of the engine and the rendering of the engine happened in, like, the middle of MV's life cycle. So it's like, I guess if you have an old project version that you never updated, then I guess you could use FPS sync. No, I don't know. There's no reason to use it, man. There's just no reason to use it. None that I'm aware of. Feel free to enlighten me if there's any sort of reason, but it just causes problems. There's like no reason, as far as I can see, to use FPS sync. Anyways, let's check if there's anything that I should equip. Wow, look, nothing. Oh yeah, by the way, my hair decided to take a vacation back to America. I'll talk about that later. It's yeah, I'll talk about it in a moment. I like the wow, look, nothing text. That's nice. Alright, oh, you can actually change. Interesting. Let's do Berserk. I'm gonna mess with all of these. And maybe I'll regret it before the first fight, already messing with these things. It really is an archer. Kind of like some of the humor is pretty good. Master of Light and Healing Magic. That's fine for right now. Just have your standard white mage. Oh, that looked like that bugged out. That looked weird. Alright. This looks kind of weird. I feel like if the background wasn't blurred behind the whooshy lines, it'd probably be fine. Like if there was some other image or maybe even just a solid color, it'd probably look pretty fine. But as it is right now, it looks a little strange. Alright, it's Marsha, so... multi-target water spell, which debuffs agility for 3 turns. That's probably fine. Buffs allies agility and luck for 5 turns. That sounds good. I don't know. Alright. So it seems like the Berserker just goes automatically. So I feel like buffing those stats might have been pointless. Weak multi-target wood spell? Chilling. Why is it wood? What's up with that? Sure, we'll just do that. Sure, we'll do that as well. That seemed kind of... oh, I guess it's frozen, so... alright, fair enough. Tenebrous Targe. This music's just kind of relentless, huh? So I'm guessing the little flames are the enemies, right? Yeah. That looks really glitchy when it does that. It looks like the game almost like lags for a minute. Like it's not very smooth going whoosh, like I feel like that's how it should go. Like when the screen breaks, it should smoothly break and shift and then it'll get out of the way. Bro, why is this frozen in the background? Bro, we literally just started. Alright, so we'll do that and alright, it just died right away. I was gonna freeze it and then I was gonna do that sick combo I see going on there. You'd freeze it and then you would cold snap it. But it just died, so just never mind. It's metal, so maybe it has high defense. I don't know. His health is kind of low. I don't know, was that any more effective? I'm gonna try switching classes and see if it if it means anything. Dirty Danesliff. Is that equipment? I don't know what that, what any of that is. Oh, he can equip it. Okay. Right on. Well, let's do the class change thing. Offensive fighter who protects allies, an aggressive physical fighter. Oh yeah, I totally missed that. It was staring me right in the face. Uncontrollable fighter. I guess it just wasn't clicking in my head that it literally means you don't control it. We'll do the warrior class. And let's switch her to pyromancer. And we'll do the paladin. So I'll equip that. Oh, there we go. Oh, you can equip 2 weapons. Okay, right on. Okay, so yeah, reduces dark and anima damage taken. Problem is I don't know what any of this is. I imagine that's what the... We have an encyclopedia here, so we can... that doesn't really help me. Never mind. Okay, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure what any of those stats are, and what enemies apply that. Combat arts, battle cry. We'll do that. I know some of these symbols, some of these icons. I use some of these icons in my own game. Are these Avery's icons? I think they're Avery's icons. She does good stuff. Okay, when I switched his class, he, like, lost a lot of health. This music goes a little bit too hard. It's pretty relentless, man. I can barely hear the sound effects, too, over the music. We gotta do a little bit of on-the-fly mixing, I think. Yeah, actually, I'm probably gonna turn the music volume down, because it's, kind of enough of this. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, just attack. That one's health bar go is it going off the screen? I think it just barely fits on the screen. I see, that's interesting. So, damage scales with... It consumes all the burn turns left, but scales with the number of turns that remain. So, do you just want to do it right away? I've used up a lot of the MP, and I wonder how you can restore that. We'll just do fire for now. We'll also just attack with him. Oh, it's not... Oh. Okay, so that's just gonna use all of my MP. Interesting. And just attack. Cool, I like how it attacked the already dead enemy. That's not in default RPG Maker, is that? I feel like by default RPG Maker, if the enemy is dead and your actor is going to target a dead enemy, it makes them target just someone else. Corrupted caddis, whatever that is. Cool. Oh, I see. There's some potions and stuff. That makes sense. Over 30% plus 2 MP. It's kind of weird how it's 30% plus 2. Why not 30%? Can I use healing skill? Yeah. That'll work. Alright, let's do some adjustments here. Let's lower that down. Okay. I didn't even check the volume for you guys. How is that looking? Really quiet, so you haven't even been suffering through this like I have been. There we go. Now we've got it all figured out. Now you guys are suffering the same as I am. So I see that I should kill everything so I can get the equipment, but I really just don't want to keep fighting. I will say that it's... I didn't mean to go to skill. I meant to go to equip. Arc magic weapon. Interesting. I don't remember what I was saying, but I'm gonna assume there's like a boss or something, right? If I keep climbing, I can't just like run to the end without fighting, right? Oh, I remember what I was gonna say though. I gotta redact it, okay. The combat, like, the actual, like, skills, there's a lot of, like... Oh, I guess I can't go back. Alright. There seems to be some interesting choices with the skills and the class stuff. But... It's kind of a lot of combat right out of the gate. I do like breaking the pots. Let's see. What is the redacted thing? Chance to reduce damage taken to 0. You can smash pots more? Oh, you're right. Oh, but I don't think you get anything out of that. It's just for fun. Who's the luckiest? I think they're all the same. Not Therese, but otherwise it doesn't matter. So here, you can have redacted, since you're the healer. And you can take that as well. Alright. I might die because I skipped like 3 floors. So, we'll see. Buff all allies res. Well, sure, we'll do that. try this combustion thing. Yeah. Oh, that's probably fine. Let's do combustion. Wait, how much does that cost? Yeah, let's do combustion first. And we'll heal Marsha. Ah, that did a lot of damage. Alright, and then self-immolation. We're gonna heal Marsha again. It's both user and the foe. See, there's some nice... I see. There's some nice... well, there's almost nice synergy there. Except not really, because you use TP. I was going to say, you have a nice synergy between the double-edged sword, or double-edged skill, and Vengeance, because this one it decreases your health, and then this one does damage based on missing health. So it's like you could, like, repeatedly use this skill until your health is low, and then use this skill to deal massive damage. But because there's the TP cost, it's like you can't really do that. I don't know, I feel like it's enough of a... It's enough... Oh, I didn't mean... It's enough of a... what am I trying to say? It's enough of a cost to damage yourself and be at risk of dying with low health. Like, that's kind of the risk and reward of, like, this skill, right? You have low health, so you're more likely to die, but you're also doing more damage. So, I don't know, I feel like... I don't know, the TP cost kind of almost spoils the interest that exists between those two skills. Let's just build up TP. Wait, how come I can't use anything? Oh, I'm silenced. Right on. Can I remove that? I guess not. Alright, so I was gonna do that sick combo here, but that's been spoiled. Oh, he's also silenced. Right on. There we go. See, I could build up enough TP and do that combo. Let's just use an item, because you're kind of low on health. There we go. Now, Therese is already low on health, so I don't even need to use double edge. We'll just go right to Vengeance. And let's try this Esurient Embers. Powerful but slow attack that always goes last. Uses attack and magic. Targets the lower. attack and magic, so let's use enchant. Man, that skill that used all of the MP, that fucking sucked. That was 98 points? You gotta be kidding me. Alright. Right on. I don't even know if I had the buff when I did that. I didn't even have the buff on when I did that. And that did a lot more damage than the fucking Assurant Embers. Alright, well, at least we can restore MP using that. And now that he's buffed, we'll use Smite. And he's dead! Hooray! I can barely see the timer. It's way over there. Let's move that here. Loot Locator. Okay. I'm guessing that's not an artifact? I kind of assumed it would have been. Okay. Is it, okay. I see. Just use some of these potions to get the team back. We'll do some combat. I kind of get how this game is working. I mean, for some of the skills are interesting. Like there is like interesting synergies at play here. And so like for a game jam game, it's fine. If I was back during the time when the Herald Jam was running and I was playing Mr. Orc's game, I would have preferred Mr. Orc's game over this game, but I might be a little bit biased since obviously Mr. Orc is my viewer and we regularly communicate besides just through chat. I mean, besides just through live chat. He needs some MP, so let's restore his MP. Runtime package. Aha. And a clear mirror. Wow. Oh, I actually didn't want to start that fight, but I guess I'm going to do it anyways. Oh, I just realized I forgot to unpause the timer. That's going to happen sometimes. Then I'm going to rush to the next boss and see what it is, and then I'll just end it there. So let's... Oh, I can actually just escape. Alright, it's gonna make me... Alright, whatever. Oh, oops. Buff braces, leaf shield. Sure, whatever. We'll equip that stuff. Increases maximum stat buff stacks on the user. Evasion, crit. Sure. We're just gonna rush to the end, so not gonna worry too much about this stuff. That's like a pot of greed from Yu-Gi-Oh! It's interesting, I can kind of see, like, how this has been put together, because the transitions, it's like you can see events turn on or off. I'm not sure why that happens, but I can... Oh my god, I didn't mean to go into the fight. I can kind of tell how the game has been constructed doing the roguelike elements. They just have just a few maps, and then the events on those maps are changed. So you're basically always going to the same map. Yeah. I see how it's done. I'm not really sure what the burn state does, now that I think about it, because it doesn't have any damage pop-ups whenever it, like, flares up like that. Does it, like, just make them more susceptible to fire? Okay, see there, so earlier I was saying that, like, the guy had targeted a dead enemy, but just now he didn't target the dead enemy. He actually moved his target to, you know, something else, to an enemy that's alive. 3 revival elixirs, jeez. Sort of feel like it'd be really difficult to actually fail a run. Yeah, 'cause this map looks very similar to the previous boss map, so I think I'm right in my assumption. It's an effective way of not using so many maps. So it's RGB bird. Right on. I'll stop at 30 minutes. Let's see if I can kill him in the next, basically, minute and a half. Did it say burb? It does, big burb. Right on. Some of the humor's fine, some of it's, eh. Well, I have 30 seconds. Oh, I healed that fucking bastard. I do think the health bar is going off the screen. He's really close to dying. I know I keep pushing the goal back, but I'll kill him. We'll see what's next. Why did that only do 3 points of damage? There we go, he's dead. Alright. Alright, and we'll see what the next floor looks like. Greed. It's blue. Alright, we're done. Okay, Ascentower. I mean, for a Game Jam game, you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, not bad. I prefer Mr. Orc's Game Jam game over that one, but, you know, it's still pretty, it's alright. Polish is, not 2, that's for sure. I don't even feel like, it's kind of like in a weird place where it's like, I mean, there's nothing offensively bad about it. There's nothing that stands out as, like, unpolished. But, you know, likewise, there's nothing that really stands out as being particularly polished either. I'm gonna say no on that. Accessibility gets a point because it has the fucking rebindable keys in it. Clarity, I don't know what a lot of the states do, and there's, like, no explanation. Like, everything else seems fine. Like, the skills are explained pretty well. You just made it to 6th place. Oh, that I didn't even ask you about that. Yeah, so it's good to know that's where that was its ranking. This one reached, I don't know if there's a I don't know if there's an overall score, but number 12, it's his highest score in gameplay, which is kind of the most important. Let's look at the submissions. Where's oh, there's the results. So, A Herald Between Worlds 2, Readshift. Didn't I play that one? And that one got first? I think this one was the one that had, was it this one? Maybe not. I don't know. Fucking liminal. There's yours. Woo! Number 6. Yeah. So this one, Ascentower, where did it get? Last place? No way that it did worse than Hazard Herald. Wrath of Wood is not here, but if he was, I'd have to say, I'm sorry, Wrath of Wood. Your game was fucking boring. Fuck. Did it rank higher than Ascentower? At least Ascentower had gameplay. Dude, this shit's fucking rigged, man. I swear I played a Herald Between Worlds. And I swear it was like hot fucking garbage. So, yeah, I don't know. This shit's rigged, man. I don't know if it should... I don't think Herald Between Worlds, if I remember correctly, I don't think it should be number 1. I don't know if yours should be number 1, but yeah, lots of favoritism, yeah. I sort of feel like that must have been what was going on here, because what? I could be completely wrong. I could be completely misremembering. First place was well deserved. All right. If you say so, then I might be misremembering it. Okay. Well. Anyways. Then. Yeah. Let's go back to this. It's Moogle Rampage's game? No? No? I mean, that's... Yes? I don't know. Anyways, So, clarity, yeah, it's gonna be 0, because like I said, I understood where to go and what to do, which is a core part of clarity. It's a core part of clarity, so should I give it the point? Because I understood where to go and what to do, the skills were well explained, the thing that wasn't well explained were the states and the elements. And despite having an encyclopedia in the game, which I don't think is a good substitute for that kind of information, but at least it's there. That encyclopedia didn't have the information I wanted, so it was kind of pointless to have it there. So I don't know. No, balance is fine. Unique identity, it's RTPs. No, sorry. Yeah. It's fine. Let's see, and I should totally cover Soul Survivor someday. Is that the guy's one of his other? Oh yeah, there it is. Soul Survivor. Got that NES look. It would have been good for my last stream. Looks pretty neat. Yeah, actually, that looks pretty cool. Is it free? Holy shit, it's free? Look at these fools putting their game out for free. What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, yeah, it looks interesting. I'll keep that on my radar and maybe play it next time. Especially since I'm having a tough time finding, like, interesting games to play. Beating it twice in the same day. Very nice. Okay, so we'll do the chatting section. It's not free. Oh, it's just a demo. Okay. Fair enough. Um, well, I'll play the demo anyways. Real fast, I'm going to refresh my tea. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm just having tea. This is not like any special tea. It's just tea. So I'm going to refresh my tea. It shouldn't take that long, and then we'll do our chatting, have our just chatting section. Anyways, hang on just a moment. Alright. It's not quite finished yet for the public. I just had the pleasure of playtesting the full game. I believe the demo has one chapter. Well, considering how I do my streams, one chapter is probably just fine, unless the chapter is super short, in which case, maybe it's not fine, but I think it'll probably be fine. I guess there is kind of like a lot of things to go over. So obviously, the hair. Yep, it's gone. The way that I've, like, here in Japan, I've never had, like, a salon, a barber that I would go to. For a long time, I didn't have one. And then, coincidentally, a place I used to work, I don't work there anymore. It was a kindergarten that I was working at as an English teacher for some of the kids. And I met one of the parents there. And, it turns out she actually owned a hair salon in Kyoto, and so Kyoto's not far, and so basically we had this arrangement for most of my time here in Japan, where basically I would continue to basically give her daughter free English lessons, and I'd get a free haircut. However, she would only give me a haircut. She'd only give me a haircut whenever, obviously, I could meet her daughter at the same time, because that's the deal, right? Is that I'm babysitting the daughter in English, so the daughter needs to be there for me to get the haircut. Which means it could really only be on weekends or holidays. However, for weekends, she's quite devoted to her family and would want to spend that time with her family. So basically, it was only holidays when her husband was working. It's the only time I could get a haircut. And unfortunately, timing has just been bad for like the past 6 months. It's been bad for the past 6 months, and my thinning hairline looks bad. And then when it gets really long, you can like really see how like patchy my hair has become. Because, you know, all the extra weight is like pulling the hair down. It just looks so terrible. And since it probably wouldn't be until maybe the end of summer I might have a chance to meet my friend in Kyoto, I was just like, alright, I don't know any other barbers, so we're just gonna cut it all off. We're gonna say goodbye to it. The only reason why I even did that, I used to do that a long time ago, actually. When I first moved to Japan and I didn't have a barber, I used to do this. However, I never really liked how it looked personally. So once I met my friend, I stopped doing that. However, recently, my girlfriend and we were looking actually through, I have a photo album, and we were kind of looking through the photo album, and there's some pictures of when I was working at this place, when my first job here in Japan, and when my hair was cut like that. And she was like, oh, it looks really cute. And I was just like, alright, I guess if she likes it, if she likes my hair like that, then alright, it's fine. I'll go ahead and just say goodbye to it. I need to get a haircut, like I was saying, because it would be a long time till I'd actually meet my friend, so something needed to be done. So yep, it's gone. It's all gone. But actually, it's funny because a lot of obviously my girlfriend thinks it's cute, but I've also had a lot of people who are like, oh my god, it's cute. So I guess it's like, I don't like it, but I guess if other people like it, then I guess it's the hairstyle now. I hate my poor genetics, because it's probably not long until I'm just completely bald. I don't even have the tiny little hair up here. Oh well. So anyways, there's that story. Glad I could fill you in on that. So there's some other stuff I want to talk about too. One of the games I know a lot of people already know, because I only streamed it like 3 months ago, which is going to be Tiny Thor. I'll talk about that just before we move on to Tiny Thor. I'll talk about why that's here and all that stuff. But for now, there's something else that I wanted to talk about as well. So you gotta own the bald. Yeah. Man, I hate it. I would love to have like awesome hair. And I'm in the land of anime, right? And I was like, I'll just buy a sick ass anime wig and I'd be totally fine with that. I know there's the whole stigma about wearing wigs, but I don't give a shit. If I could have some cool hair, then I'd be totally fine with that. But my girlfriend is not having any of that. I said I'd buy a Goku wig. She's like, no. Like, maybe Vegeta? No. Krillin only. So, oh well. So anyways, with my last stream, my past 2 streams are not my game dev stream. The game dev streams never perform that well. But my past 2 streams that I did, streaming games on, performed really bad. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I changed it to only 3 games. I'm not sure. Maybe people are just bored of this. And I mean, performed real bad in relative to my channel. Like, we're not talking like millions of views or anything. We're talking about 100 views. My best performing video was like 250 views, I think, and that was when I talked about Itch.io drama. I need to stir up some more drama with devs, clearly, if I want to get more views. So, I don't know. We're playing around with some stuff. One thing that I was thinking, first of all, the titles stuff, it's kind of different. I wanted to also, I asked the robots, ChatGPT, to help me come up with some title names. So we'll see if ChatGPT can give me some good clickbait title names. This is actually not very clickbait. It's actually a very accurate title. So anyways, I also meant to ask it to give me some ideas for what the thumbnail might look like for that, but I didn't have time. I was pretty busy this week and tired, so, it's fine. Just stick with the usual thumbnail art. Maybe next time I'll have something different, or maybe not. Who knows? The other thing is I like my just chatting section. This is the part I kind of enjoy the most, is just chatting. And one thing I was thinking about, actually, that I think would be a nice addition that kind of falls in line with this, is that I do have, like, occasionally I have people who comment on my previous streams. Mostly it's WooTBM, but occasionally I have other people who also leave comments on the archives as well. Usually responding with some thoughts of their own about the games that I streamed. And so I thought it would actually be kind of a fun new addition, is like, they're not present for the chat, but we can still include them by bringing up one of their comments. And I can promise you, probably for the next most of these streams, it's probably going to be WooTBM, is it trash? Because he's the one who usually leaves the most insightful thoughts, and a lot of thoughts at that on the games. So yeah, actually this one had quite a few comments, didn't it? So, anyways, oh, not this one. It was the one before. So, anyways, yeah, he always leaves quite lengthy comments. So I thought, for our just chat section, why don't we go back through some of these comments? So last time I had streamed Exony, like this was like all the NES games. So we had, I don't even remember what they were. He's going to list them here, so we'll just look at that. So we have Exony and Eternal Tale and Mistlight. So Exony and Eternal Tale both used the same asset pack, so they look very similar. I realized that before streaming Exony, I probably would have been a little bit less impressed with it, but at the time I thought it was wholly original art, and so I was actually kind of impressed with it. It's kind of funny how much the art can color your opinion. Art colors your opinion. Anyways, so, concerning Exony, is it trash? WooTVM says, I appreciate getting to the action faster, but I don't think they succeeded here. Needs more character motivation, direction, and then I'd approve. I mean, in story, since the game funnels you there, and there's also a fortune teller who you can pay to tell you the next step. And then also, so Soldier just does double damage, and Magic does normal damage. Balance definitely seems a bit wacky, but that's just JRPG to me. I played a little to hear the music more clearly. It seems like there's some kind of reinforcement system that's based on number of turns. So you get penalized if you don't beat enemies fast enough. Shouldn't have to find this item, it's too important. I'd argue against this just because if you get rid of the old-timey obtuseness of finding important items functions, then there's so little game on offer. Actually, wow, I have a good point that some timeliness to that answer. How did they get the level transitions to be instant? And actually, so instead of just reading through all of them, so let's just start with the first one. I appreciate getting to the action faster. Now I know I'm kind of my opinion is going to differ here from him. To me, I really appreciate a game that just like kind of just doesn't give a shit about the story and just gets you right into the action. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying that I want every game to do that, because my game certainly doesn't do that. But if a game does do that, I actually generally kind of appreciate that a lot. But there is a fine line to it. The story, the way that I've always looked at stories in games is it's just the glue between gameplay mechanics, right? It's the motivation to keep you moving forward, but as long as that motivation is good enough to keep you moving forward, it can be as simple as a princess is in another castle, and that's really all you need to keep pushing forward, right? So, I'm not really a big fan of stories in games. Like, I've really kind of disliked the direction of a lot of Sony's, like, single-player games, like God of War Ragnarok and The Last of Us and Uncharted, because a lot of them, like, they like to do the, like, slow walking, talking kind of thing while it plays out the story, and I hate this shit, because I just want to kill stuff, man. I want to appreciate the game mechanics. The story is nice, but that's not what I'm here for. I've never been a movies kind of person. Yeah, as simple as being captured and you have to escape a dungeon. Wow, that's a great example. Man, you should make a game like that. Like, okay, so I don't want this to be misconstrued, because I can easily see people like misunderstanding this. I want to make this clear, so I'm gonna make this point again. There is nothing wrong with having the story in the game, and if it's a good story, then it's a good story, and I enjoy it. There are some good story games that I like. I'm not saying I don't like them. It's just not what I tend to gravitate towards. So, anyways, yeah. So I don't know. I think for this game, especially, I will also say it's sort of almost like a contradiction. I'm not picking on you, Wu TBM, but it's almost sort of a contradiction in points that he's brought up here because, you know, a lot of these NES games, they were kind of no nonsense. They, you know, basically kind of like they're just bringing the arcade to your home. So, you know, arcades were very no nonsense. It's just like, play the game. And they didn't want to teach you what the game was because if you die, they want you to put in more quarters. So they're not going to teach you because if they teach you, then you can actually succeed. And that's not what they want. So, you know, and so in that era, you have a lot of games that are like no nonsense, just getting right into the game, basically no story. And so the reason why it's sort of a contradiction with his points is because later down here he says, shouldn't have to find this item, it's too important. I'd argue against this just because if you got rid of the old-timey obtuseness of finding important items function, then there's so little game on offer. So basically he's just saying, like, sorry, actually this is a bit of a straw man here. He's saying, he's saying that that's part of the gameplay mechanics of finding the stuff. But also, because he used this phrase here, old-timey obtuseness, it makes me think that he's saying, like, it's, it's sticking with the theme of the game. Like, the theme is pretending to be an NES game, right? And part of that NES identity is old-timey obtuseness. And so, what I'm saying here is that it's almost kind of a contradiction where it's like this, like here, it's like we're getting right into the story because it's old-timey obtuseness. So anyways, it doesn't matter. So I definitely liked that it got straight into things. Next, so Soldier just does double damage. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this. Yeah, the balance seems whack. I'll agree with that. I played a little to hear the music more clearly. This took me a moment to parse what the fuck he was saying because he started off by talking about the music, and then this seems like a completely separate thought from that. Anyways, but I get it. He's saying, like, this is why I was playing the game, and while I was playing the game, I realized this. So anyways, but yeah, apparently there's something that I didn't experience in the game because I was able to kill the enemies quick enough. But apparently if you don't kill the enemies quick enough, then reinforcements will come automatically. So yeah, that seems kind of shitty. So I do want to respond to this one. I think there is an interesting point to be made about this one. Shouldn't have to find this item, it's too important. So what this is referring to, if I recall correctly, there was an encyclopedia item that, you know, contained, like, not just lore, but also important information about games and stats and whatever, stats and states and whatever else is important for the combat. You had to find that item. It wasn't just given to you by default. And so I was saying you shouldn't have to find it because it's too important. That has key information in it to understanding the game. And so it's kind of interesting. This is not really a counterpoint, but it's just within the time of him making this comment, and now System Shock has released the remake of the game, and I haven't played it yet. I did play the original System Shock. I attempted to, but I didn't play the remastered. There was like a remastered version, not the remake. The remake just came out. I'm talking about a remastered version. I did not play the remastered version, which I think had, like, kind of, like, simplified the controls, and if there was any version I should have played, it should have been that one. However, I played the original version of System Shock, and it is the clunkiest fucking thing to control. So I didn't make it very far into the original System Shock, but I've been excited about the remake, and my hope was that the remake was going to be something that kind of brought System Shock and its world and story into a modern era. And if you have not watched the reviews, you will come to find out, not really. It has refreshed the graphics. It has improved some things. but some of the weird, obtuse, like classic logic has been retained in a lot of the game. And what it seems, based on some outlets' reviews of the game, is that seems to be a pretty tough sticking point for that game. Where it's like, on the one hand, it's cool to see that basically all they did was they gave System Shock a very beautiful coat of paint. But otherwise, it's the same game. Which, on the one hand, I kind of respect that. But on the other hand, it's like, it seems like a lot of folks are having a tough time enjoying a well-developed, well-crafted game because it's stuck to its guns with that old-timey obtuseness so much. And I just think, in my opinion, that it's nice to, you know, pay homage to that, but there's got to be a certain point where you got to draw the line. You know what kind of would fix this is options. I always appreciate it with Halo when they remastered Combat Evolved. They had the really cool feature of you can toggle between the old graphics and the new graphics. It came with some problems by doing that because they had to retain like collision of the old meshes, the old 3D objects, but some of the new meshes were like not aligned with the collision box the same way, so you know you'd have some weird funny stuff. So, but anyways, I always kind of appreciate that it's like you have the choice of playing the old version or playing the new version, and especially in Combat Evolved, you could switch between them on the fly, which is super cool. I don't think every game needs to do that. It would be cool if more games did do that, but I can understand why they don't do that, because that seems like a technical nightmare to execute. But it would be cool if more games did that. So anyways, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I have a counter argument to this. In my opinion, I just think there are some old-timey obtuseness things that are best left in the past. But then again, also in a free game is a great place to indulge in old-timey obtuseness. So for a free game, it's also probably totally fine. So, I've spent a lot of time just chatting here, so we'll try to get back to the game. So let's just jump ahead to Eternal Tale. Let's see what he has to say here. Good example of writing being too wordy for no reason. None of this dialogue is that long, but none of it needs to be because it's so simple. Yeah. So yeah, on this, I realized this when I was playing Eternal Tale, that like none of the dialogue was particularly long, but it was so wordy. There were so many unnecessary words that was in the dialogue. Like you could easily cut a lot of it out to just kind of get right to the point. And this is also something, you know, there's got to be a balance in all of this, because sometimes you need to kind of have that extra dialogue there to kind of, you know, paint the character a little bit more, especially at the beginning of the game. Like, we need to know who these people are and their motives, and so seeing some of these interactions and how they interact kind of helps paint that image for us. But at the same time, you know, like I said, I prefer something a little bit more snappy. So I don't know, you got to find that right balance of dialogue, and I felt like this one had gone too far because most of what was being said didn't feel very valuable to the game. It could have been cut down to probably a few lines. It was like, I don't even remember. I think it was like, go find a princess or something. So yeah. Let's see. I think I saw another streamer play this at some point. Yeah. And then Miss Light. I am going to bring this up just because there's something I had said in the in my previous stream that I don't entirely agree with, which is what he's bringing up here. I had said the game didn't tell me where to go. Well, that's the Metroidvania part of it. I think it's more that it lacks a clear goal, like in Symphony of the Night. Your goal is to defeat Dracula, so you never walk into a room and go, is this Dracula? It also helps that it's a castle, so it makes a little more sense to get to the tower in the center. Metroidvania games ideally have some kind of tangible shape, so you can decide things like, let's see what's in the cellar or what's in the keep. Yeah, so I actually agree with that. I think it was kind of out of line for me to say that. That's just what happens when you're streaming, is sometimes you just say the first shit that pops into your head, and the first shit that pops in your head is sometimes wrong. So, yep. I will say, I played some Metroidvania games, and they're not always in distinct locations. One of the Metroidvania games that's not an actual Metroid game that I played is called Rabby Ribby, or Ribby Rabby, I don't remember which way it goes. I think I talked about that during this game, too? I don't even remember. I think I brought it up. I feel like I brought it up before. But anyways, and it was just world that you explored. In fact, I think Metroid 2 didn't really have a distinct design either. You were just exploring the planet that you were on. So I don't know if it's always necessarily a distinct location, but you do. It couldn't be me. First thing that pops in my head is always 100% correct. Sorry, I'm not Nork. You know, if I was elevated to the level of an orc, I wouldn't be able to make mistakes. Unfortunately, I'm only a mere human, and that means I will make mistakes and say off-the-cuff stuff that is not well considered or well thought out on stream, and therefore means I make a mistake. Perhaps one day I'll reach the divinity of orcness, at which point I will truly understand correctness. So, anyways, yeah, you know, I do think that in Metroidvania games, especially at the beginning, like, the player's kind of getting a sense of how the world is laid out, and so usually the intro, it kind of, like, nudges you in the right direction. But if I recall correctly, actually, I don't even recall. I didn't really enjoy Miss Light, so who cares? I'm not going to spend too much thought on it. I feel like it kind of did. It kind of nudged you in the right direction, but I also feel like there was a point where it, like, the path diverged, and then that's when I think that's might have when I made that comment. I don't know, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Anyways, so that's enough chatting about that, and I think in the future, I'll try not to chat so long going over people's comments, but this is something I think I want to do, is like bring up comments from the archive of these streams and kind of bring them into the current stream now, so we can see what people are saying, and I can make corrections of whatever I might have said during the stream, or just see if I agree with any of the points that folks bring up. So, yeah, here's my call to action being a YouTuber. Make sure to do the comment thing, so that way I can show off your comment in these streams. So, real quick, I'm just going to touch on Tiny Thor. I'm not going to linger on this too long. So, as always, I should make this very, very clear. I'm going to say it right now. I am partnered with GameForge, the publisher of Tiny Thor. However, I am not making any money off of the game. If you click the link, none of that revenue goes to me. I have earned nothing off of this. The only thing that I was given was a key to download the game. And that's also why I'm playing it, because previously when I had played it on stream, it was just a demo, like kind of an early demo of the game. And it's actually going into... So I think it's actually going into early access, which I think is kind of a shame, because it sounds like there's a lot of content in the game. Oh man, I forgot. That reminded me. Man, I was just saying I didn't want to linger on this too long, but actually there is something I wanted to bring up. It seems like there's a lot of content in the game, and so I don't know. Maybe I misremember it going into early access. I don't know. We'll double check that. But anyways, it's getting a full launch, a full public launch, I should say, that you can buy. And yeah, so I was given a key to play the game, and the reason why I'm playing it now, I was gonna wait to kind of let it get some updates and stuff behind it. However, there's a deal that's going on. Like when it first releases, I think you can get like a 10% discount on the game, but it's, I think if I remember correctly, it's a pretty short time that discount's available. It's also only 10%, so it's not like, ooh, big savings or anything. You know, if there's anyone who's been interested in getting Tiny Thor, I guess right when it launches, you can get a small discount on the game. So yeah. So just like with Icy Red, the previous game that I had, you know, played, previous Gameforge game that I played, they gave me a press kit, and this one is way cooler than Icy Red's press kit. Icy Red's press kit was cool, I mean, because it contained the necessary stuff. You know, it's got art, it's got videos, it's got the logo, it's got a save file, and a PDF that kind of gives you an overview of the game. Tiny Thor, on the other hand, you get a lot of little goodies here. You get some art assets. You have characters, fonts, key visual art. So this is like promotional art, and some screenshots. Then you have some GIFs. These are all like the sprites in the game, so which is pretty cool. So here's the boss that I struggled to defeat the previous time I streamed it. So, you know, that's all pretty cool. You have the logo there. You have the logo for the game. You have the logo for Gameforge. You have logo for the program I'm part of, the Hero, whatever, IndieForge Hero, I think. I really appreciate this as someone who does music. They gave me a small sample of the soundtrack, which I think is really nice. Maybe I'm a little bit greedy here, but it would have been cool if they would have actually provided the whole soundtrack instead of just parts of it, because it's kind of like, I don't know, we're doing, I know I don't have a wide reach, which is why they don't even really pay me to do this, because my audience is small, but you know, it's like, I know I get a free game out of it, but it would be really cool if you'd kind of just include the soundtrack too, if it's available. I would do that for my own game. It's just like, if you're getting my game, it's like you get the soundtrack too, because that's kind of a major part of my game, honestly. So anyways, this one we'll come back to, and then video files is just videos. It's like promotional stuff. You ain't that small. Can't sell soundtrack if they just include. I'm not talking about with the game. Like, they can still sell the soundtrack to like anyone who's just buying the game. But I mean, to the people who are like content creators, they're content creators. They should give the soundtrack to their content creators. Anyways, I appreciate the fact that at least they did include some of the soundtrack. I can tell it's only part because it's like this one's track 2, that one's track 6, 14, 17, 25, right? So clearly there's some missing songs here. And that's better than Icy Red. I actually really liked Icy Red's soundtrack too. And so, but I didn't get any of the soundtrack with Icy Red. So, you know, I appreciate the fact that at least I get some of it here for free. So anyways, here's the fact sheet. This is funny because I wonder if it's going to have the same information that I had read for the, like, promotion. I don't what? You don't think that they should include the soundtrack for their I listen to the soundtracks. I do. Boy, howdy. Most of most of my music that I listen to is soundtrack music. Let's go to my music folder. Why is it running like shit right now? What is going on? There we go. Like, you can see all these folders I've organized so well with OST, and just a bunch of OSTs. Just right here. I listen to a lot of soundtrack music. Yeah. Anyways, so the fact sheet. So, it was funny. The information they provided me, like, for the whole, like, campaign, whatever, promotional event for their content creators for this game. They made some points about, like, here are some things you should mention about the game, and I thought it was funny. One of the ones were the points that they brought up there, not in the here's what you should mention, but they also said, please don't swear, and it's like, nah, I don't know about that one, but I'm probably gonna have some harsh language, so sorry if I have some crude language while streaming this. And yeah, I don't count though. You're a content creator and composer. That's the difference. I don't know any regular dude that has ever touched the music part of Steam where all the OSTs are. I will be honest, I hate Steam's like OST thing. I've one of the games I did buy, it was during a summer sale. It was basically the same cost to buy the game as it was to buy the game with the soundtrack, so I did it, and that was my first time to interact with Steam's OST thing, and I was kind of disappointed with it. I think this is also partly on the developers and not necessarily Steam, but first of all, just this is on Steam, is where it just dumps the folder, which is like just, you know, like basically in the game files, and it's like, okay, well, thanks, Steam. But then the bitrate for the files was meh. You know, it's 192, which in my opinion 192 is okay. It's, for most people, even myself, 192 kilobits per second is okay, but it's just like, man, you couldn't bother to include a 320 kilobit per second MP3. Like, God, why are you cutting so many corners? Like, and then the soundtrack itself, it wasn't even a soundtrack that I really liked that much. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's look over this. So the genre, it's 2D platformer, retro, Norse mythology, pixel art, game mode, single player, buy to play, release, support, platforms, Steam, Epic Game Store, Nintendo Switch. Oh, there's a press contact information. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that. I mean, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. You could probably find that information publicly, so that's probably okay. Tiny Thor is a perfect game for retro fans looking for their next challenging precision platformers. Players must guide the eponymous little hero through a vibrant 16-bit world brought to life with lovingly animated details. Explore Norse mythology in this classic platforming adventure, all to the accompanying backdrop of an amazing soundtrack. On their journey, players must survive various frenetic battles, all tied together with a small puzzle element, all the while manipulating their throwable hammer to learn new tricks and discover creative solutions. Mjolnir, with nothing less than Ragnarok itself at stake, the Norse end of the world, everything comes down to putting Tiny Thor's mighty weapon to good use. A single skillful throw of this hammer can be enough to defeat multiple enemies at once. Classic platformer. On his heroic saga, Tiny Thor learns to use the standard panoply? I've never seen this word before. What is this? A splendid or striking array of or arrangement. Okay. Panoply.
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 Yeah. Okay. All right. Right on. All right. Standard panoply of platformer abilities such as double jumps, dashes, and wall jumps. With each additional unlocked ability, players will learn to pilot the little hero ever faster through the various levels, discovering new ways to overcome obstacles and defeat enemies. Anyways, okay. Well, there's not really that much information here, so okay. All right. I was kind of hoping that there'd also be some. Probably wrote the text with GPT. I don't think so. They didn't know the word either. One of these, is it Merriam's? There's like one of the dictionaries, online dictionaries, like shows you usage throughout history. I really wish I could find this word's usage. Am I just dumb and I've never heard this word before, or is it just like a rarely used English word? I don't know. I don't know which dictionary includes the like usage tracking of the word. Is it Cambridge? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Not important. So, alright. So anyways, with all that out of the way, so yeah, they provided me the key. I've downloaded it. So I was going to try to play this before the stream and get past the point that I was from last time I had streamed it. Unfortunately, I was just busy and yep, didn't ever play it. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I didn't want to have to show off the same stuff, but oh well. Maybe we'll see some new changes. One thing that the developers had mentioned was that there was a change in how the hammer gets upgraded, which is why the boss that I had spent forever fighting was so difficult, because they forgot to, in the demo, they had forgotten to retune his health to match the adjustments to the hammer's upgrade. So, graphics. They have the... Right, I forgot. I remember doing this in the demo. So they have lots of options for your CRT shader. Never really a fan of these, although this one doesn't look the worst. Wow, the moire effect looks proper moire in OBS. I wonder if it looks like that. Is it just because the video has been squished down in OBS, or I wonder if that actually looks like that in OBS or on the stream. But yeah, the moire pattern looks fucking spot on for CRT in OBS, but it does not look like that for me. I'm not really a fan of those kind of things, though. But for how it is, it's much nicer than some of the CRT effects I've seen. Controls, you can rebind your keys, it's all very good. There's a mute button, jukebox, that's a nice little addition. Permanent HUD, level timer, interesting. Alright, so we'll just start. Don't remember this beginning. Was there a rock in the rainbow? Why would there be a rock in the rainbow? Yeah, I don't remember it actually going straight to the map screen last time, so I think that's new. I think the map screen showed up after the end of the first level. And I'm really sorry. I thought I would be able to hold... I really gotta pee really bad, and I thought I'd be able to wait until the end of this game, but it just, like, hit me. It's like, I gotta go, so just... oh, that's not the... That's the wrong button. There we go. Just chill out while I go pee. Pee break real fast. Oh, I realize the game's loud. That's fine. Jam out while I go pee. Alright. Oh, mess with the volume now, too. Oh, Wrath of Wood, I was just talking shit about your game earlier. Nice to have you here. You got me right when I came back from my pee break, too. Alright. Earth Day Boy. Ouch, I'm up. That was a really long way down. Good job, you had trees to break your fall. Wings would have been better. Am I alive? I am alive. Oh, you must have caught me, because of stream delay. You might have caught me, while I was peeing. That's true, but it took long enough. Oh, let's resume the timer. Took long enough until we found you. It's a big forest. True enough. Anyways, your father is waiting for you with your birthday present in mind. Oh yeah, my birthday. I wonder what I'm going to get. Well, the legend says, hey, don't spoil the surprise. Oh yeah, right. You'll have to go to Odin if you want to find out what it is. We've already had a peek. You'll like it. Definitely. Come on, chop chop. Yeah, I was looking at the results of the Herald Jam because one of the games, the first game I started my stream off with was sort of a updated version of one of the Herald Jam games. Oops. And so I was looking at the results of the Herald Jam. Oh my gosh, of the Herald Jam, and I noticed that your game had scored higher than the Herald Jam game that I had played, and I thought that was kind of weird because your game kind of sucked. It was kind of boring. Oh. game did suck. Yeah. I know you can do better too, because Dead Paper was pretty fucking cool game. If not a little bit jank, but still pretty cool. But I get it. Game Jam games are always tough because you have really limited time. What do you have to say? Hey, it's the birthday boy. Happy birthday, little one, though you aren't that little anymore. That looks like a Studio Ghibli art. It's like I had no time and just wanted to make something for the Jamaroo. I don't know, bud, you tell me. Oh yeah, let's do that. Woof. Son, 8 years of age, come give your dad a hug. Thanks, Dad. Was that my ribs making that noise? Those are just growing pains, and you've already grown so fast. You deserve a special present on this special day. Here, catch. Wow, thanks, Dad. That's the best toy I've ever had. That was amazing. What are you waiting for? Go and play. Just do it outside the village where there are no houses or people who could get in the way, or ravens for that matter. And remember, make sure you're back home in Asgard in time for your birthday party. Oh, I will, Dad. I think I played this with the controller last time. I feel like keyboard and mouse is so much better for this, though. It's so much easier to aim. It would be nice if there was, like, if I could, like... So it doesn't have, like, a click and hold. I feel like if you had, like, if I, you know, pressed the click down, but didn't release, it should, like, draw a line, like an aiming line, for where I'm gonna throw it. But no, it's not there. But instead I'll just move my mouse. Just click where I want it to go. So, I don't know. I feel like it would be nice, and maybe this would be a good option. A good option to have is, if I'm using the mouse, to just always draw the aiming line, you know, from Thor to wherever the mouse is. It might be nice to have that addition there, because it'd help me, especially on like a large monitor. Sometimes it's really easy to lose track of where your mouse is, so at least if you have the lines being drawn to the mouse, it makes it much easier to find where your mouse is. And also, if you can't find your mouse because, I don't know, it's way off in the corner, way over here, you can still see the aiming lines in the direction that you're going to be throwing it. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. I also realize I see why they didn't do that. I understand why they didn't do that. It's not 360 degrees of aiming. You only have 8 directional aiming. So you have up, diagonal, right, down. Well, down diagonal. Left, down, diagonal. Yeah, you get it. So, yeah. Oh! There it is! There's the 360 degrees of aiming. Okay, I found it. That's what I was just talking about. Can you move like that? No. Okay, so I get it. So you have the 8 directional. Man, that's kind of weird. It's weird that it locks Like, you can only do free aiming with this. But then here you only have 8 directions. That was... I can tell that was a deliberate choice. Because, like, this locks you in place. But is that, like... I don't know, that feels like such a weird trade-off. Oops. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like sniper mode. Yeah. Probably more for puzzle solving. You see that sick trick shot I just did? Ah, my heart. And he said help. I thought, like, we didn't want to have the snakes get to him, but oh well. That was close. Thanks for the rescue. Or thanks for rescuing me. I'd never have managed without you. You're that stranger who sometimes lurks around the village, aren't you? I'm considering moving here. Gotta get a feeling for the place first, you know. And it's just so pleasant here. If only it weren't for... What? Weren't for what? Well, there's this terrible monster lurking in the woods. I think it's simply too dangerous here while that's still around. A monster in the woods? Yes, a monster. Monstrous bee queen. She's been corrupted by dark magic and now she's planning to attack the village with her swarm. Someone strong and brave should stop her. Oh, I could do that. I got this hammer, and Dad says it's powerful. What a great idea, but I can't. What? Why not? I have to be home in time for dinner. Oh, well, that shouldn't be too difficult. You just need to get your boots on. I mean, who knows? Maybe the bee queen plans to attack the village this very night. Oh no, have no fear. I'll stop them. Excellent. Me and the village will be so grateful. Yeah, I don't know. And maybe this is one of the upgrades, who knows. It just, I don't know, I feel like it would just be so much easier and more rewarding to me if I just had 360-degree aiming right now, instead of having to right click and then do that. And because it also locks you in place. But I get that's supposed to be the trade-off. You get the quick shot, but you don't get the accuracy, right? That's what you're saying. It's a scope with, it's like the sniper mode, right? Wait, how do I guess I can't. Oh, this is where the snakes came out of. Oh, that's the end of the level. Right on. Take your hat off. what you're talking about. My hat is off. I can't hurt him. Oh, there we go. Okay, that works. I was gonna try to throw it that way and then hit him. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's dead now. Oh. Wonder how I get that. Oh. Ooh. There we go. I found it! Oops. There we are. I wanted to be continuous, right? I wanted to keep going. There we go, like that. Yeah! Getting the sick skill shots feels good. Oh no, my heart. Yeah. Oh, is that death? Oh, that's death. Alright, right on. Oh. Oh, is that death? I don't have my heart. Okay. Oh. God damn it. There we go. Oh, that's death? Okay. Oh no, I'm bad at this kind of thing. Oh no, I jumped way too early. Why are these spikes here? What do I do? I can do a short little hop. There we go. No, no. Alright. There. I killed that one. I'll just ignore the other one. I don't need to kill him. Oh no! Okay, I got my heart. It's fine. Oh! No, my heart just flew! It's just like shot way out! What the fuck was that? Oh, this is precarious. There we go. Alright, I'm learning how to deal with these fools. Yeah. I get it. Oh no! Alright. That works. I don't remember if... oh, I just realized getting the extra heart, like, it adds the time to it. I don't think that was in the demo. Like, anytime you'd get a heart, like, I think it just capped out at 6. Do I want to go down? Not yet. See if I can figure out what's up here. If my platforming skills are good enough. Oh, I got all 3 of them in this level. Oh, shit. Oh. There we go. I may know how to deal with them, but I still suck at the game. It was at the end of the level. I see that down there. Something over here? No. Is there something over here? No. The secrets taunt me, but of course, what could the secret be? Because I already got all the red gems. Alright. How are we doing on time? It's gonna be exactly like last time when I played the demo. I'm probably gonna make it just as far. But maybe, hopefully, we'll actually be able to kill the boss for once. Did I kill the boss last time? I don't remember if I did actually kill the boss. I remember having a lot of difficulty with it. It's a pretty rockin' track. I don't know if I like that it just spits the diamonds out like that. They kind of just go everywhere. It would be nice if it just, Oh, I didn't realize those, like, close up. Oh. 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 What's down there? That was unintentional skill right there. Yeah, it adds the time to the heart. Nice touch. I think that's a lot more fair than what it was before. If it was like that before. I'm pretty sure it was. Oh my god, speaking of fair. Why did it jump? Stop jumping! What is this bullshit? Why was it jumping like that? Oh, interesting. You can hit that. So, pretty sure that's not the goal, but it is interesting. You can trigger the button with your hammer. Oh, what the? That'll be fine. Oh. Oh. There we go. This is surprisingly difficult to do. Yeah, so here's the boss. Oh, right. Just have to throw the hammer. Let's see how this boss has changed, if at all. Yeah. Oh. There. I was kind of hoping to lodge the... Oh god! Oh god, this is unfortunate. I lost my heart. Oh, what am I supposed to do there? I was just stuck. Oh no, here we go again. At least the boss does seem a... Oh no, I clicked outside the window. The boss does seem a little less tanky than previously, thankfully. Oh god. Oh, the I'm not good with fast games. I do like boomer shooters, which tend to be pretty fast. But platforming... Yeah, definitely not my forte. Puzzle games and platformers. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ooh. Oh. There we go. He's dead. Hooray! Did I defeat him last time? I don't really remember. Yeah, actually this looks familiar, so I think I did defeat him. Munin? I don't know. There you are. Hugin Munnin. I've found some kind of necklace. That's not any old necklace. That's a Norn amulet. Very rare and powerful. It was forged long ago beneath the roots of Yggdrasil. Legend says the amulets were capable of absorbing magic runes and giving their power to the bearer. Wow, amazing. And look at what we've just found. There's a magic rune. There are magic runes on it. That rather odious creature must have been guarding this place. I wonder what will happen if you touch the altar with the amulet. Sky rune absorbed. Double jump unlocked. Every game is made better with double jump. Every game is better with just jumping in general. And a double jump is just really twice the fun. Now things get real crazy when you add a triple jump to your game. Alright. So, I don't know how much, like, there's a lot of stuff that I remarked on that feels like it was new to at least this version compared to the demo. But I'm not honestly sure because I don't really recall every little detail from when I played it before. But anyways, so far, yeah, I think my thoughts are pretty much the same. Is that, like, you know, if the game's pretty cheap, it's a game that I would enjoy. I got it for free, so can't complain there. So it might actually be a game that I'd play a little bit in my own free time. Yeah. I don't know if it's something that I hope they would charge a lot for. So if I say that I think they should charge like $5 for it, that means they should actually probably charge like, I don't know, $10, $15 for it. So here's the store page. We haven't been looking at any of the store pages today now, have we? It's fine. There's no price yet, so who knows. Uh, anyways, yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'd say that's probably a $20 game. Apparently, there's like 30 levels or something. This is something that I was hoping that the document, the PDF document, was gonna have in it, but it's not there. It's just like some notes that they had for the like promotional thing, whatever the content creators thing. There's like a lot of content that's apparently in this game already, like some 30 levels or something. I don't know. So it's apparently a pretty long game, which I think is pretty impressive. I wonder how much mileage you can actually get out of the concept there. I mean, as a 2D platformer with the hammer throw gimmick, I do wonder how far that can carry the game. If the game really is as long as I think it said on the page, I do feel like it could potentially overstay its welcome. But I don't know. If I play some more, I'll share some more thoughts on the game and fill you guys in. But as it is now, yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Where is my grading sheet? Tiny Thor. It's actually already graded here. I'm not going to change it. So I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I guess I'll just have two slots in my Google Doc here. Normally when I've like replayed a game on stream, I just update the score, but I've never had like this kind of situation. Because normally it's like if I replay a game on stream, it's usually to like, you know, it's like your game, Mr. Orc, or it was like Fortuna's game, where it's like I played it on stream amongst other games, but then I had a stream where I just focused on that one game. But in a group of games like this, I don't know. It had rebindable keys, which I think that's fine. So it's a 6. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, okay, we got a lot more games to get through, so let's not linger too much on that. Let's move on to the next RPG Maker game. Reset the timer. So next, we'll actually stop and look at the. Oh wait, is that next? Yeah, it is. So we'll actually stop and look at the store page. So a while back, actually twice now, this guy's gotten a lot of time on my channel, honestly. Is it Visky? I don't know. He sometimes is in the chat, but his username is different. I don't remember what his username is on YouTube. I always forget it. Anyways, he did Sapphire City. I played, like, there was a really early draft version of it that I had played, and it was meh. I think this was before my grading sheet. And I don't know if it ever got the... Oh, yeah, it's here. Project Aldevai is what I think it was, what it used to be called. And then later he had like re-released it with a lot of updates, a bunch of change to the graphics and stuff, and it was released as Sapphire City. And it was still kind of meh. It was just a lot of talking, and there wasn't really a lot of like... It was a detective game, but I wasn't feeling like there was a lot of gameplay decisions that were going on. It did seem like, I think according to him, depending on like some of the NPCs that you talk to, it could change events, but like that was never told to the players. So as far as the player goes, it just kind of felt like I was moving through the motions of dialogue. It never really felt like I was actually playing a game, because obviously I couldn't see all the back end stuff that was changing things as I played. And that might be cool. Like, I do think there are games that I think there could be times when that would be cool, but there also, if that can't be the only thing. Like one of the games I think of is Way of the Samurai. Way of the Samurai is like, it's a relatively short game, but it's a game that begs you to test to test what you can do in the game, because there's like a bunch of NPCs and quests, and like there's, you know, a day and night cycle, and like certain events will happen on certain days, and if you do certain things, other NPCs will show up. You can just kill NPCs if you want. You can just go completely rogue and kill everyone in town, and there is an ending for basically everything you do. Like I said, the game is relatively short, but the number of possible endings in those games is just insane, because basically anything that you can think of doing likely has the possibility of changing the outcome of the way the ending will go. So anyways, and in that kind of game, like it's cool seeing like, oh, I did that and this is the consequence of my action. But at the same time, you also have like combat mechanics and some RPG elements in there as well. So that kind of, if you don't see all the under the hood back end stuff of things changing, you still have the kind of moment to moment stuff that can keep you hooked. So anyways, so we'll see. Sapphire City Part 2 released somewhat recently. The dev didn't contact me about doing it. Again, I was just, for the RPG Maker games, I couldn't find anything on itch. I just went to the completed game section on the RPG Maker forums and just noticed that it was there and decided, yep, alright, I played Sapphire City Part 1 and the demo version of it back when it was Project Aldevai, and was like, fuck it, why not? Let's go ahead and just play Part 2 and see what kind of improvements he's made. I noticed that someone had already provided some feedback on the thread and saying that there were some major improvements over the first game. So I'm interested to see what kind of improvements he's made. So I think that's kind of what we're going in here with, is that kind of, that's what I'm looking for. It's like, what are these improvements that he's made to the game? Let's see how far it's come since the previous 2 versions that I've played. So, where is it? I haven't even unzipped it yet. It's still zipped up. Here we go. Start the timer. Kind of strange looking art. So it uses how come enter is not... What? Oh, it's Z? Play games so many times. Playtest Origins every other week. No, This is technically a new game. This is technically a new game. It's part 2. It's not an update to the previous game. This is a new installment in this series for the game. So I'm not just replaying the same game over and over. Now, to be fair, Project Aldevai to Sapphire City was just replaying the same game. But you know, between the two was like a major update. And you know, I've played your game twice on stream. I played Tiki's once, and then I played through the whole game on stream again later, and then I played, you know, call it Origins Part 2. Okay, fine. No Z. This keyboard config plugin is just weird, man. I've seen it before. It's weird that it doesn't have like secondary bindings for any of this stuff. I don't know. Back can be whatever, tab, sure. Turn the, oh. There we go. Turn it down to 60. I don't think there's any combat, but we'll have command remember on anyways, and always dash. So there we go. Turn the touch UI off. We don't need that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no secondary bindings. I can't use escape. Can I change that? There. Are you alright? I'm fine. You sure? Yes, I'm just tired. It's been a long night. It sounds like it from Tariq's account. Want to tell me your side of the story? So, yeah, so one thing is... We gotta resume the timer. So one thing is that from what I read... I didn't even really look at the store page, man. So I said I was gonna look at the store page and I totally forgot. Anyways, from what I read is that apparently this picks up, like, immediately where the first game left off. And the thing is I never beat the first game. It does look like he's accounted for that. Sapphire City sounds like a Pokemon village. I was finishing up a long day of work. I was tired. My eyes had been sore for a few days. I was ready to go home, put my feet up, and take it easy. As I was leaving, I got a call from Tariq, who I hadn't heard from in years. By the way, he wanted to meet straight away at the Dragon Bar. My quiet night in was ruined. Meeting at the Dragon Bar, he didn't waste much time catching up, informing me that he was in the city for an assignment and that he needed my help in finding Stan's daughter. We saw Stan in his CEO office. It was pretty cool, actually. He said his daughter, Faye, had disappeared from his penthouse. That was our first lead. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary when I searched the room. No sign of a struggle. Unfortunately, I was not the only one searching the place. A guild operative was there. He attacked me. Tariq found a PDA in the apartment. Not sure how I missed it. The device had a Pirandella security insignia embossed on it. There was an office for the firm in the district. I paid them a visit. I learned... That's a weird way of spelling learned. I learned that the PDA belonged to a Lincoln Trask who was on assignment with the T shipping. After talking to the foreman at their port, I discovered he was one of their haulers in Taiwan. My head now hurting as much as my eyes. I relayed the information on to Tariq. He was acting strange. He told me to end my search for the evening, believing he had hit a dead end. Awoken by a loud bang from a supposedly abandoned apartment above me, I went to investigate and found a temporary staging base for the guild operative I had run into earlier. They had been observing us the whole time. I learned that Tariq had been in the city longer than he said, and that he had recently been in Taiwan like Trask. I decided to go get some answers. That's when I discovered you and Faye, that Tariq was the one who took her. Although she seemed like a willing captive, Stain was closing in. We escaped through the tunnels. Well, you know the rest. Our confrontation with Stain on the pier and our escape on the hoverboat. I'm still trying to piece it all together. Sounds like you've already been through a lot. What are you two talking about? Nothing, Tariq. We'll be arriving soon. Good. Faye, come take a look. I'm not very familiar with the MZ RTP, but all this stuff looks pretty nice. Looks pretty sufficiently sci-fi. Oh, my head. Come on, man, we're almost there. What's wrong, Merc? Just a headache. It's been with me for the past few days. Didn't hope getting whacked earlier either. There's a medical center nearby. We should head there first. We don't have time for this. We should get to the safe house. We should really get it seen to Tariq. Merc, why don't you head to the doctor's? It's at the north end of the district. Then you can meet us at the safe house. I guess I could head there first. Fine, we'll head to the safe house. Come join us later. The safe house right by the docks, so you shouldn't be too long. We'll see you in a bit, Merc. Thanks, Mina. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, it was. Just kind of just doing like a jump scare flash, I guess. So we want to go to the north, but I am just kind of checking things out. Random Torii gate here. Right on. Got some graffiti. There's some nice detail in this. I like how these statues seem to go through stages. So you have the complete statue here, and then it gets kind of a hole blown into it, and some graffiti on it, and then it loses its arm. The life stages of a statue. So you can't really interact with anything. See, these neon lamps look pretty cool, very good. We can deliver them straight to your apartment. Which color would you like? Oh, that's nice. We'll go green. I don't even know what my apartment looks like, but sure. Why do I have an apartment here already? I thought we just arrived at this area. Alright. That's deep, man. Yeah. Alright, that looks like a hospital. Excuse me. I'm getting tired. I still have another game after this, too. So let's just get through this, man. Last time these tablets were just, like, really wordy. Yeah. I like this more. This is a much better way of handling the text. In the previous version, it was just it was a show scrolling text event that would just, as you know, scroll, and then it would be done, and you'd be just watching the text scroll, and either you could read it fast enough or you couldn't, or if you accidentally pressed on it, you'd just have to wait for it to finish scrolling. So this is a much better way of handling it, sticking it into a into an image like this. It does look like all of it is an image, all of the text, because there's like some weird artifacting on the text, which has probably happened from having to... Yeah, too long, didn't read. Yeah, all of the data pads in the previous game were lengthy fucking rambles like this. And I don't know if I wound up reading any of them. If I did read them, I was reading them so quickly, I wasn't really digesting the information. I was only saying the words, so I don't really recall any of that. Anyways, this looks like there's some weird artifacting on the text, so I believe it's just been rendered in like a photo editing software and then just brought into the maker, and then they probably squashed it down, so they probably rendered it at a higher resolution and then just squeezed it down. And this is probably because they squeezed it down to a weird percentage, so it's having to do some, you know, pixel rounding calculations, and it's just kind of gone wonky with the text. One thing I would say, you'd have to kind of shift the image over, but like one way that I think would be better about handling this is that if you use something like, can't even read it. Oh man. You can't even read it because it's just too long and have no patience. One thing that I was going to say is that, like, if you have it's MZ, so I don't know what Visual Stella's plugin is, but I'm sure they have an equivalent of Yawnfly's Message Core plugin. I'm sure it's probably just called Visual Stella Message Core or something like that. In that plugin, you would be able to increase the number of lines that a text box shows, because I use this a lot. you could just show a text box with a transparent background, and increase the number of lines and just have it show the text box in the center of the screen. Like I said, you'd have to adjust the picture. It'd probably need to be shifted to the right because it always justifies the text box to the center of the screen. But anyways, yeah, the green on light blue, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the art itself is also kind of unappealing. If you ask me, it reminds me, actually, it's kind of funny. It reminds me of like Flash games. This looks like something that would have been like drawn in Flash, and like I would be playing some sort of game on Newgrounds or something. But yeah, the colors are very saturated and bright, which also seems kind of contradictory to the kind of design of the rest of the world, which seems to be pretty grim and dark. So, like the futuristic hard angles of their not iPad here, I like that, but it's kind of the color choices are like, I don't like how saturated they are, and then the screen itself is yeah, really ugly. No one reads on screens like that. I get that it's trying to be like sci-fi look, so I'm not gonna say like it doesn't need to be exactly like what most people use like on a phone or something, but I mean, like, you know, no one has a screen like that, right? Like, I don't know, like you'd read, you know, it'd be something, I don't know, it'd be this, you know, there's fucking weather, right? There's some color, but, yeah, anyways, it's not gonna look like this. I'm not gonna read it either. How can I help? My head hurts. Okay, when did it start? About an hour ago when I got hit in the head. I'm guessing that's probably the reason for the pain. It had been hurting for the past few days as well. Describe the pain. A dull ache around the forehead and the eyes. Have been sore too. In what way? Slightly blurry vision at times. Some flashing lights. Itchy, swollen. Tell them about the vision? Sure. I also just had some sort of vision. Just a brief flash of images. A room, a white room. It was over so fast I can't remember much of it. That is concerning. It's probably nothing with the lack of sleep and getting struck in the head. Did anything specific happen to set off the ocular discomfort? I don't think so. I just woke up one morning and noticed it. It was pretty bad when it first happened. Come, let's take a look. Looks like you have had a minor concussion from the impact to the head. Looking at your eyes, though, yes, you haven't had any eye surgery recently, have you? No. Are you sure? I think that's kind of something I would remember. Why? What can you see? Major scarring on the retina and a slight hole on the macula. I can also see abrasions on the cornea and the lens. That doesn't sound too good. No, it is concerning. Oh, okay. I can put you down for a deeper scan, which will give us a better indication of what has happened. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay, we might have to wait until the morning for referral to go through. You'll have to get a call. God, what is with my reading today? You'll get a call in the next few days. It'll be up in... It will be up in the surgery in the Scion district. Thanks, Doc. Here are some drops. It should settle some of the discomfort. In the meantime, I recommend you rest. For the eyes and for the head. Weird phrasing. I'll try. Let's see, I full screened and had the screen in my face, and all I read was some crap that didn't matter. Yeah, it's, No, back behind the counter, please. Okay. Yeah, it's, RPG Maker for you. Gotta have all that deep lore for your game. All that deep lore that no one cares about. Where was I gonna meet them? A safe house, right? How do I know what the safe house is? Is it apartments? Here's another tablet. Whoa. That's weird. How did he do that? Yeah, right? It's like the same avatar as Sigma's. But man, that's weird. You see that? Like, the screen does pan, but it doesn't pan... Like, it doesn't keep the player in the center. I kind of like it for such a small map. But it's just, I'm kind of a little bit taken aback by it because I just wasn't expecting that. Yeah, here we go. Here's another one with just a lot of text. Why so scroll? I just noticed too, I think there's a typo here. Just says TH cities. That's the other problem with using images. If this is just an image, you're going to have to re-render the whole image to fix a typo. Which is another reason why it would be better to have the text box drawn instead. With the just transparent text box. Because it would be easier to edit the text that way. Let's see, is that actually a typo? Let's go back to the beginning of this sentence here. Which is, God, it's such a long sentence. Holy shit. The relocation of Stain Industries HQ to the city and the placement of 2 guild facilities in the Eastern District breathed new life into the area. They were shortly followed by flocks of smaller businesses and skilled workers coming to the area, resulting in the construction of the country's first mega block housing estate. City's expansion has continued northward with the... Yeah, so it is a typo. Just keep the project files with the layers around for easy... Well, yeah, I mean, of course, but it's like... I mean, of course you would do that. I would assume he probably still has all the project files for that. But it's just that it's so much more cumbersome to have to open up another app, go into that app, make the changes, save it, then copy the new version into your game. I mean, unless he's just overwriting directly when he saves it. I don't save directly into my games project folder. So then you have to copy it over, and then it would be updated. So I'm not saying that like that's super slow, but what I am saying is that it's more cumbersome than just opening up the event, going to the text, and fixing the text. Long story short, they built this city when they built the city. Oh, look, they have a nice little like lock icon on that, so I can't access it. Also, there's a red LED on the door itself, and there's a green one there. Those are some nice touches. So, yeah. Another data pad. Yep. Oh, this one's a little bit shorter. But we're not going to read it. Can I use a toilet? It's not Duke Nukem. She just dead on the bed? That's... It's like Cyberpunk. I don't know if this is intentional or not. But it would be a funny little Easter egg if this is an homage to Cyberpunk's... I don't know if they ever fixed this either. They've done a ton of updates to the game. I want to go back to Cyberpunk after they release the DLC. But anyways, the way that you go to sleep in the game, like when you go to your bed, is you don't lay in it like a normal person, you know, like, you know, head on pillow, feet at the foot of the bed, you know. Instead, you lay across it, like, just like this. And it's like so weird. So, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of, this reminds me of that. I hope you're feeling better. Not really, but I'm okay. Thanks for helping us out. Tariq said you would deliver, and you did. I didn't know who I was helping. If I knew you were kidnapping someone, I probably wouldn't have. We didn't kidnap anyone. I was taking back what was mine. I'm guessing you are her real mother. In a way, yes. Earlier, back on the pier, Stain said you had abandoned her. It was complicated, it still is, but that doesn't matter now. I'm here to make amends. It seems she had found a new family. Is it right for you to take her from them? Maybe, maybe not. As I said, it's complicated. The usual notions of right and wrong don't apply here, especially as things are so complicated. How's the head? All sorted? I'm getting a scan tomorrow. The doc said he was concerned. Okay, then we'll have... Well, we're here now, and there's some work to be done. I could use your help again, if you are up for it, of course. That's how they use beds in the future. You have a pillow, you make the bed with blankets, but you don't lay on it because that's not stylish enough. You don't lay on it normally. You gotta lay across it. Yeah, why not? The night is still young. It's either this or go home on my own, and I've had enough of this recently. What needs to be done? Good, man. Well, the next step is to get some new PDAs with fresh identities. When that is sorted, we can get out of the city and start a new life somewhere. Stain's not someone you cross and then get to walk away peacefully. We won't stop looking for you. He won't stop looking for you. Oh, is that what it said? Man, I'm just glossing through this text. I didn't even pay attention to that. How's the head? I've been better. I mean, that's still kind of an okay answer. Oh. Never mind. Sorry. It's the head. I got it. I've had she's using teeth. That was a good one. That was I've had better. You're right, but I haven't planned to keep them off our backs permanently. But that will come later. The PDAs are to protect us from everyone else. Stain's not the only one we've pissed off. I should have figured these PDAs. How do we go about getting them? My contact, the enforcer who set us up here, he's come up with a plan. I should really keep an eye on these two here. If you could go meet him, he'll tell us how to get hold of them. Where can I find him? Underground in this district. He'll be waiting by the red car. Go meet the enforcer contact in the Undercity. Got it. You can log into the PC here in the safe house. I know you like to keep a journal. Nothing wrong with keeping track of things. Plus, if I forget what I'm doing, then it'll remind me of what my next steps are. You always were pragmatic. Thanks, Merc, for everything. Don't mention it. You're in the way. Looks like we're back at it again. Tariq wants me to help get some PDAs. His enforcer contact should point me in the right direction. He's underground in the Formica district. If I head south, there should be an opening to reach him by the stairs that separates the north and south of the districts. Beneath the underground sign, he said he'll be by the red car. That's a nice little addition there. It's just a little journal to keep you updated. This is another great place that I think using Yawnfly's, it's not Yawn, but you get what I'm talking about. Using the message core thing to increase the number of lines for the message box. Because, you know, it'd be practical, like it's opening up a window. It kind of feels like it's opening up a window on the computer, right? So you'd open up a large message box that just has all of that text instead of having to go through multiple text boxes, having to wait for it to draw out the text and having to you know, press the button. Yeah, so far it's mostly just a dialogue simulator. There are improvements here. They are very minor. These are improvements that I think could have been made to the like the original game too. Although it's good not to linger on the original game. So despite this being a new game, I guess I'm glad to see that he's not just spending a lot of time just constantly updating the previous game. Bada boom! Speaking of getting head. Fuck off. Okay. Right. Oh shit. I better stay clear of him. So is there a red car somewhere? It said travel to the south to the stairs. Is it talking about these stairs here? It said underground. This doesn't really... Yeah, this is underground there. Oh. Oh, is that... Pat? Where am I? Oh, I'm here. That just does not look like an entrance to go underground. And it spawns you on the transfer tile itself, so you can't go back. You're not Tariq. No, but I'm on his side. He sent me to come talk to you. How can I trust you? We're holed up in apartment 12 in the Cairo building. Apparently you set us up there. Okay, and why are you meeting me here? To source some new PDAs with clean identities. 2 of them, right? 3. You seem on the level. Can we get to it then? Don't want to be here any longer than I have to. Not sure. What the fuck is wrong with me? Not used to the rough areas of the city. Not in this city. I spent the last few years in North Africa. I've done my time in rough areas. Shit, that's sedition territory. I'm guessing you can handle yourself then. The PDAs, well, there have been some issues in procuring them. Naturally, I'm guessing that you don't have them here, ready to go then. Nope, first we need to get the hardware, then source the hacked identities. After those 2, then we'll need to upload to the network via Nexus Junction. And where would one of those be? Luckily for you, there's one right here in this district. Excellent news. Where specifically? In the Enforcer HQ, locked up tight in the basement. Right, well, seeing as you work there, you can get in and do that yourself, right? Nope, don't have the clearance, so it'll be on you, but we can figure that out after we get the PDAs and the identities. Okay, well, first things first, where can I get the unlocked PDAs? The Unbound. They have a little shanty town here in the district. They deal in these sorts of things. Go see their leader, Gene. He'll be able to source them for you. Their leader, Gene. Then the new... Oh, it is Vsky. The new features, but of minor stealthing and hacking, kick in a bit later. Doesn't look like we'll get to them, though. Gotta finish the fetch quests. Gotta do a fetch quest to finish the fetch quest. The Unbound, I know them. I'll head downtown then. I believe Tariq's already fronted up the cost for them. Once you've got them, come back and see me. Good luck. Wait, sorry, where am I going? Ooh, look at that. Let's go ahead and... Oh, there's an autosave too. Neat. Oh, that was wacky. Oh, why did it do that? It's supposed to be like this, but it was like not like that. It was like really elongated at first. Items. Okay, and that's really it. Man, it would be really cool if you could like access the journal information anywhere. So I'm going to somewhere. Not bada boom. If I go here, will it tell me? It couldn't be as simple as handing me the PDAs. I'm going to have to go to the Unbound. They have a section of their own in the southern section of the district. I'm looking for someone called Gene. Go to the Unbound. Yeah, but... Okay, so it's to the south. There's a shifty-looking man up there. To this. Come take a place by the fire. Okay. How can I help you, son? I was told your group could help me get something. Oh, yeah, that's Gene. Okay, alright. That depends on what you're looking for. Some PDA shells, unassigned and cracked for identity upload. I see. Well, in that case, yes, we can help you. Great, can I have them then? We don't carry them here. We keep our tech across the bay. As I'm sure you can gather, we don't like to keep anything of value here too close to the suns. I see. Which district? Ascentower. Great, I just came from there. So you know Korean then. These names are so weird. Yes, I ran into her earlier. Will she give me the goods? No, another of own another. Oh boy, another of owns Ben's. He holds our acquired technological goods. All right, so to Ascentower, find this Benz and get the PDAs. Sounds easy enough. It will be if you can find him. There's a catch. We haven't heard from him in a few days, which is unusual for him. Any leads? Anything for me to go on? Talk to Crayon. She's our custodian in the part of town. She might be able to point you in the right direction. Back to Ascentower to talk to Crayon. Got it. Thanks for your help. You're welcome. If you can find him, we'll be in your debt. I could take the auto highway back across the bay or try to get a lift back to the hoverboat we came across in. So there's a choice. You get a choice. That's nice. So am I going back to the old area? Is that what's about to go on? What is that what's about to happen here? Ah, it is. That's a nice little touch. Kind of makes the world feel a little bit more fleshed out. So it's the old area. That's a nice little addition. Yeah. Yeah, well, sorry, Visky, that I wasn't able to show off the stealth mechanics, but it is interesting that you have added stealth and hacking into your game. It's funny because WooTBM just did hacking. How close are we to seeing that hacking mini game? Can I get there within like 5 minutes? Because if so, then I want to see how you've done your hacking mini game. But I also would like to move on to the next game because I'm tired. Hello again, young man. Come to hear me ramble some more about the past times. Actually, I need your help again. Another lock for me to jimmy open? No, not this time. I just spoke to Gene. I'm looking for Benz. I was told you could point me in the right direction. Benz usually keeps to himself. The timer has spoken. You want me to move on. Although it's unusual for him to not check back. Probably not on the hacking. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, then in my opinion, if you have those new features, that is nice. I'm glad that you are like adding more gameplay stuff to your game, it would have been good to maybe put some of that towards the front of your game. I really think that, especially as like a sequel, I think you'd want to introduce your players to new things that are going to be in your game. So having it almost pretty much front-loaded, just like you I don't know, you could arrive at the new area, and before going to the doctor, first you go to, I guess, sure, we could make it right after you go to the doctor. And then you go to the safe house, and when you get there, you find that your team is actually not inside the safe house. They're like, oh damn, the safe house has been locked. It's like the lock's been sabotaged or something, and we can't get in. And then that's when you can have the whole lock-picking mini-game right there. Just right there, right at the beginning. You're getting right into it. Stealth, I don't know. You're talking about how the Stains men are looking everywhere. It's a dangerous place. So it could be like when you first arrive at the new district, you could reinforce that by having, like, you know, a couple of security guards just like patrolling that area, and you just need to, I don't know, stealth your way to the hospital or whatever. Oh, I'm yawning again. Anyways, those, I don't know, some simple ideas for how to like get that stuff right at the beginning of your game, so your players are introduced to it right at the start, and so they know what to expect for the rest of your game. I really think that having basically 30 minutes of dialogue without actually getting to any real gameplay is kind of on the unacceptable end for games, because unless the story is super compelling, which I'm not here to give an opinion on that. I kind of wanted to for a moment, but I'm not going to. I'm not here to give an opinion on the story part, but unless the story is super compelling, then people will of course want to stick around for that. But for a lot of people, it's tough to sell them on your game if the only part of your game that they experience is the rare occasional choice and just dialogue. Accessibility, I'll give it a 1. Clarity, I'll give it a 1. That clarity could be taken away, depending on the hacking minigame and the stealth minigame. And same thing for the balance. But for now, I didn't experience that. So what I did experience is balance is fine, because all you're doing is just walking. What did I give Sapphire City before? I gave it a 1. So sure, I'll give it a 1 for unique identity as well. So how was that? Yeah, it is a 5. So yeah, it's on par with the previous one, except that's only based on this rating system. And this rating system is not at all about opinion. So just because it's a 5 here doesn't mean that it's the same quality. Actually, I do think there's been an improvement in quality based on what I played. So don't take that 5 as me saying like your game didn't improve at all. It definitely did. There's no ARM dev on the level of writing required to pull off 30 minutes of dialogue at the start of the game. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's really much of a reason for... Oh, gosh. We just need to get into the next game. You get the point. Let's just get into the next game. Okay, the last game is going to be Hue. which is kind of an older game, released in 2016. It's an indie game. The reason I'm playing it is actually because you can get it for free right now. It is a commercial game, but you can get it for free right now. The publisher is doing a deal or they're having a sale right now on all their games, and Hue you can get for free. Just go to the publisher's sale and just claim Hue for yourself. And I think this goes on until June 9th, so if this game even looks mildly interesting, then download it before not the 9th and you'll have a free game. And that's the reason why I'm playing it. And also that's the reason why there's 2 non-RPG Maker games in this stream instead of just one like I usually do. Because Tiny Thor is releasing, I think, this week, and that discount that I talked about is only available for a short time, so I wanted to make sure I covered it before that discount is up. And then this one also, it has its deal going on, and I wanted to make sure I could cover it before it's too late, so people can claim their own free copy of Hue. So anyways, let's take a look and start the timer. Fiddlesticks. Got a nice pretty piano going. I wasn't really thinking based on the art. Based on the art style, gentle piano is not what I was thinking would be the tone for this game. But sure, alright. What is going on with my mouse cursor? Oh, you can see that in OBS too. I wonder if it's because it's like trying to... I think it's like my mouse, it's like fighting for which input to use. So it's trying to use the controller or the mouse, and anytime it defaults to the controller, it makes it disables the mouse. So I just unplugged my controller. Hopefully that will fix that. There's a colorblind mode. That's nice. That's gonna make it past the accessibility requirement. Nope, my mouse is still blinking like that despite having the controller unplugged. No idea.
Dearest Hugh. Oh, I've had the most dreadful luck. I feel terrible that
I didn't think this was gonna be some sort of fucking emotional indie 2D platformer. I didn't think we were doing fucking Braid/Limbo here.
Impossible for Dr. Gray, maybe. Anyway, something went wrong. I turned a strange shade and became invisible. The ring, it fractured, scattering coloured shards far and wide. I stayed at home for many weeks, watching, waiting, existing on this coloured plane. I couldn't speak to you, nor interact with anything in the mono world. So I left. I left for the university where I hid away the coloured tools I had created. I pray you have found what is left of the ring.
The art style just doesn't give me, like, deep emotional vibes. At least not like... Yeah, actually, just all of the art. Yeah, it just doesn't really give me deep emotional vibes. I like the piano. Like, I'm not saying like there's anything wrong with this. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It just feels kind of mismatched. This got some vibes. I don't know, actually it seems kind of okay here. Guess I'm just going, just setting off. Hello, Hugh, is that you? Thank goodness, I've been trapped for days. Help me get out of here. I keep hearing noises, it's creeping me out. Okay, well, there's nothing I can do, because I don't think I have the titular Hugh wheel yet. So, right on. I am pressing left shift. Oh. I pressed left shift one too many times. Oh, wait. What? Why is that right shift? No, that's left shift. Why does it say right shift? I think this is the thing that was going on with... Okay, so I think there's something busted with my keyboard that I need to look into. Fisherman caught a glimpse of something. Something unusual. Down past the lighthouse. Right on. There we go. Blue.
Since the beginning, we have pointed to the sky and declared it blue. It is this shared vision, this
I like the
unquestioned understanding which connects us.
The gray.
But are you really
It stays gray there, but everything else is blue.
Perhaps blue is nothing more than a shade of grey to you. Perhaps everyone in this world sees nothing but shades of grey. Don't you see, Hugh? This is why we're here.
I can't get over this like cartoony like Flash style and like the game's icon. I know you can't see it, but it just looks like, again, like to bring up Newgrounds again, it just looks like some sort of like an icon for like a funny Stickman game on Newgrounds. And you have this like emotional piano and like thoughtful monologuing. I'm just kind of taken aback. It's like not what I expected from this game. The rocks, you just disappeared? I don't know how you did it. Who cares? I'm saved. Thank you. Also seems like my mouse cursor is fixed. Can you not set it back to gray? Interesting. Huh. It was triggering the piano sound. There it is. doesn't like it when I do it fast, and if I do it fast, then it stops making the piano noise. I wanted to set it back to gray to see if the gray palette for some reason made the mouse flicker. But, oh well. It will not let me do that. Oh, here. Now it's gray. But nope, my mouse is fine.
When you enter a cave expecting a waterfall, the chances are your expectations will be met.
That's a nice little detail.
Discard those expectations. Don't you think instead the cave will be full of surprises? I ask for you, Hugh, to abandon your expectations, to pull me back from the brink of unreality. I need you to see the world not for what it is, but for what it can be.
Oh, hello there. You startled me. I'm just resting my legs. Don't play too close to the water now. Why? Okay. That's why. Yeah, I don't know. I liked Braid. Although I haven't played Braid in a long time. I played it back on Xbox Live Arcade. I don't have it on PC, and I haven't played it since I had a 360. So I don't know, maybe in retrospect, like looking back, I enjoyed my time with it, but if I played it now, I don't know if I would still enjoy it as much. I'm usually not a fan of these artsy games either. Like I said, artsy was not the impression this game gave me when I was looking at the art. It's like poor man's Limbo. I see. If I change colors, will these squish me? Yes, indeed. Guess I need to move it first. I go back. Oh, I see. Nope, can't do that. Which I don't want to do. No, I didn't want to do that yet. Oh no, I'm gonna have to hurry up. a nice touch with the water, though. I mean, I'm not a fan of the artsy stuff, like I said, but, you know, the piano is pretty nice, even if it doesn't match the feeling I got when looking at all the promotional art stuff. Was this only for that? Oh. Well, that's one way to quickly get back to the top. Oh, there's that there. Oh, I see. No, I'm just trying to, yeah, do that. Will it drip? It will, but I was wondering if my head would stop it. Let's make it blue! Ah, now we got purple. So now we can switch between them. Ooh. It makes the door disappear.
Did you know, Hugh, that purple is at the very end of the visible spectrum? It's the hardest colour for our eyes to distinguish. Now, imagine a shade one step further than purple.
I hate this.
We perceive. We call these impossible colours. And I fear that this is where I currently reside. If reality is rooted in our perception, and you cannot perceive me, do I even exist to you? I'm sure that I do. I mean, you're reading this letter, or at least I hope you are.
I'm not reading it, I'm listening to it.
Existing in this strange state of impermanence does funny things to you, Hugh. It makes you question.
Speedrun strats.
It's real.
The whole dialogue of did you know purple is at these trite fucking metaphors. Gah! Oh, shit. I was just trying to jump. Oh gosh, I'm getting a little bit too eager there. Oh. wouldn't be surprised if I was generous enough to give an extra 30 minutes to this game. I feel like I'd probably be able to beat it. But like making quite a lot of progress pretty quick. Anyways, I'm not gonna do that because I'm tired, and I mean it's a fine game. I can see people enjoying this type of game. The puzzles are a little bit easy, at least so far. Which is honestly good for me because I'm not good at puzzle games.
The university gardens were bathed in an earthy orange light when I first met Dr. Gray. Summer had come and gone, and a cold autumnal crispness had caught me off guard. I sat on the grass, surrounded by my books and papers, when a cool breeze threatened to blow my notes across the lawn. A page escaped my reach and took flight. A man not much older than myself chased after it, catching it on his third or fourth attempt. I remember his gentle smile when he returned it.
I hate this kind of writing.
And I was surprised that he had read my work in the university journal. He said he was a professor and that he hoped we could work together someday. It's funny, Hugh, how something so small can change so much.
Sorry, I don't mean to sound so down on the writing. It kind of reminds me. I've never been a big like book reader. And don't worry, I'm going somewhere with this. And often, you know, I would, you know, like a lot of fiction would have like this. I don't know how to describe it. There's a certain like type of prose that you would find in fiction that it just I don't know how to describe it other than creepscene shiverbird. It's just like I don't know. It's a type of overly descriptiveness. It's kind of like trite and pompous, and I really hate it. And it's a reason why I really hated reading fiction. I don't know why I'm changing colors there. And anyways, the writing in this game reminds me of that.
I can't help but feel he somehow had a hand in it. Our fires burnt brightest when we worked together. It felt like we could achieve anything. We discovered more about color than I could ever have imagined.
Do those move when I pass them?
Matte spectrums we painted.
No.
We laughed. We worked long hours, and soon our goal became all-consuming. We were vessels. The work became more important than us, and we knew it.
Okay. I don't have that yet. Was I not supposed to go here yet? Don't tell me I walked through all of this for no reason. And now I will leave this place for no reason. That's a deep cut reference from Futurama. It's not this place either. It's, now I will leave for no reason. Guess I'm not supposed to be there yet? I mean, like, where else am I gonna go? That's yellow. Yeah, not orange. There's nothing there to help me jump up there, so... I mean, there was one place that I remember that had, like, steps going... Like... I don't know. Who cares? I see. It's just gonna be for these, right? I don't care about that. I was just wanted to know where to go next. Push it, so I was wondering if I could maybe get up there, but I don't see any way how I might be able to do that. I don't know. I'm thinking I might just, I know there's only 3 minutes left on the timer, but I'm thinking I might just call it here. I'm not really interested in continuing this game. This is where I was looking to go. I'm sure this just goes to, yeah, science. Alright, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna quit. I'm not interested in continuing. Alright. Let's grade this so I can wrap up. Polish. Did it have polish? I don't know. Did it have polish? It seemed fine. Accessibility, it gets that. Clarity, yeah, I'm gonna give it to it. I didn't know where to go there at the end, but it's fine. I knew what to do in the game. Balance is fine. I almost kind of don't want to give it the unique point, but this is kind of like looking at it now and not in a retroactive sense. Or in a retroactive sense? I don't know. Who cares? Because it's like the black and white aesthetic, 2D platformer, emotional, artsy thing has just been done so much now in the indie space. But to be fair, this game was released in 2016, which was 7 years ago, which is hard to believe. No, it's released in August. It's not quite 7 years yet. It's almost 7 years, actually. We're getting there. Let's just say it's 7 years. So yeah, it was released 7 years ago, where maybe that kind of thing was not done as much. But if we're looking at it now to this day, yeah, it's just no, not a unique identity. It should be a 0. All right, I'll give it the polish point. That's fine. I don't care. You can get the game for free, though, if you want an emotional indie 2D platforming puzzle game. And I really need to pee, but rather than take a pee break just to come back and say goodbye, I'm just going to wrap up really quick. Next week, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure that out sometime later. And later is when I'll see you guys. So, bye.